wait like 10 seconds to make sure it worked, because that's how these live streams start. I love watching the beginning of live streams and people being like, I don't know if it's working. And they're like, yes, it is. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, it's definitely working.
Okay, good.
Cool. All right. So, hello. We'll wait for a few people to join us, but I don't imagine that we're going to have a massive crowd, and that is completely fine. For anyone who doesn't know, hello. I am Kathy here on my channel. Welcome. And I will let Bek introduce themselves.
Yeah, hi, I'm Bek. My channel is Mooney Reads by Starlight. My pronouns are they, them. Don't really know what else to say, but I'm here. Hi.
Exactly. It's like, I feel like I should have figured out like an icebreaker question. Like, what's your favorite color?
Well, I like greens and maroons, so.
I mean, good choices. Yeah, I've always been a yellow and purple. Those are my two favorite, I think. Which is weird because, like, choosing a favorite color and then also having like colors you wear or whatever are completely different things, I think. Personally.
Yeah.
Cool. For anyone who is here and doesn't know what we're doing, we are running a readathon right now called the Rent Readathon, based on the characters and the creator of the musical Rent. This is the second year that we're doing this, and it's just kind of fun, I feel. Mostly because I was like, Bek, we should do a project together. What should we do? And Bek had a genius idea, so that's why we're here. Oh, good. Hello, person in the chat. I'm glad that you're here. I am on my second book of the readathon because I finished Missing the Village yesterday, I think, which was a fantastic, fascinating piece of journalism about a serial killer that we had in Toronto a little while ago, who was killing people in the queer community, which I didn't know about because my country is so big that I never heard about this. So it was cool to know about that, / horrifying, obviously, because true crime. And then I'm following it up with something a little lighter. It's called Here the Whole Time, and it's a book translated from Portuguese because it's from Brazil, and it's about this boy who has a very big crush on a guy who lives in his building, and they're on break, and that guy is actually staying with him and his mom over the break because the guy's parents are elsewhere, and he's had a crush on this guy for a very long time. So we're going to see how having to hang out with your crush for 2 weeks straight with no pre-warning is going to go, and so far it's pretty cute. Also, the protagonist is fat, and that is a huge part of the plot, and his anxieties about life in general, and then also people bullying horrible humans. I was going to swear, and then I was like, wait, maybe not. Maybe I can avoid swearing if I just talk around it enough. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. What are you reading this time around, Bek?
Yeah. So this is kind of my, depending on what you count as books, I guess, either the second or third book, because I read like a speech collection that's like a literal recording, but it's on Goodreads, so I counted it as a book. But the first book that I finished a book from last month, We Do This Till We Free Us, which is a nonfiction. And then the second thing was like a collection of essays, or not essay, speeches. But I'm going to be reading Sheets, which is a middle grade graphic novel about, I think, a girl in a haunted laundromat. If I'm correct on that. It looks super cute.
Yeah, it is. I've read that one and I really like it. It is very, very cute. So I'm excited for you to read it because it's very cute. Cool. So we didn't actually really decide ahead of time what our format is going to be, but I can set a timer for a certain amount of time. We can read, we can come back, let each other know how it's going, and then anyone else in the chat can also let us know how it's going. Sound good?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, cool. How long would you like this first reading sprint to be? Because I will set a timer.
I don't know. Maybe we could start like 30 minutes. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that definitely sounds good to me, because I knew I was going to be doing this, so weirdly enough, it made me read less throughout the day. So like I would like to read more. So yes, 30 minutes definitely works for me. So I will put that on the clock. I'm going to mute just in case there's weird noises from roommates and stuff like that. And I'll put up a banner saying that we're reading. So if anybody else comes into the chat and doesn't know what we're doing, that's what we're doing. And then I will try to gently let you know that the time is up instead of that weird, like, holy crap, the time is up thing that happens if you put something on the screen and it screams at you, which I've definitely seen before. So, okay, I will see you back in a half hour then. And anybody else, let us know what you're reading in the chat. And yeah, we'll see you in a half hour. Okay, cool. Mute. Hello. This is me trying not to startle anyone. Hi, how'd your reading go?
Pretty good. I am on page 182. I'm over halfway done, which
Nice.
tracks, I think, for graphic novels. I tend to get through fairly quickly. It's very good so far. It's like, I guess I didn't really know very much going in, which is like optimal for a graphic novel since, like,
Same.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. How is yours going?
It's going pretty well. I find the character really, really endearing and just all of the little situations he's in. Like, I've seen some that are like terrible because people are being terrible to him, but I've also seen like very endearing situations that just make me want to give this character a hug. So, the where I started off, his mom teaches art classes like every Monday, where she just goes to like this community college type setting and like just all these kids, whoever wants to come in can come in. They can do whatever medium they want to do, and she helps out. And it was decided that he and the crush were gonna follow her because like they had nothing else to do because they're on break from school. And he ended up breaking up this like fight where a bunch of like older kids were picking on another fat kid in the bathroom type of thing. And then like this kid just like latched onto him. They're now like total besties, even though he's like 17. This kid's like 9. It was really, really cute, and it made me very, very happy. And just like everything that keeps happening in this, I'm just like, I get it. I remember being awkward. I'm still awkward. Let's not lie. I'm still awkward. But like I remember being your age and being awkward and like things being really adorable. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I also got to like the point where we know for sure that the crush is also queer, which is always a point in a book where I'm like, oh, you found out organically. Like I love that moment in books. So yeah, so it's been really cute. Yeah. If there's anybody who wants to tell us what you're reading in the chat, go for it. No pressure. Um, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It is adorable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. With mine, like, it's really cute, but I also didn't know like what kind of more intense things they were going to focus on, and it's really interesting. I like how the ghost and the girl, like, they both have stories that are happening and you're kind of
Mhm.
getting them both. And the girl is dealing with like a death and grief, and then he's dealing with like being dead and piecing things together.
Yeah, no, I definitely found like it's two very different stories, but they do come together, and there is obviously overlap because there's overlap in everything in life. But yeah, I like that, and I remember the art style being pretty darn cute too. So there's also that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Yeah, using this time to get through library books, definitely a good plan. I have most of the books I'm using for Queer Lit are from the library, so I definitely have them at the top of my reading stack, and then like books that just exist in my house. I'm like, you go at the bottom because there's no like due date for you. Sweet. Do we want to do another sprint round, and how long should it be?
I'm good with another 30-minute one.
Sounds good to me, because again, I'm a slow reader, so like it's good for me. All right, I will put another 30 minutes on the clock. I'll put the ticker back on so if anybody shows up, they know what's going on. And again, I'll try not to scare anybody when I come back on mic. Okay, see you in the 30.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
How'd your reading go?
Good. I finished Sheets. It was very cute. I mean, some stuff was rushed, but there's only so much you can, I guess, put into one volume, and it's middle grade. But it was really sweet. I'm interested to see. I know there's a sequel.
I haven't read the sequel yet.
Yeah. I'm wondering what direction it goes in, because this could have been a standalone, but I'm wondering who they check in on and what happens. So
yeah.
But when I finished this, the cat was on my lap, so I didn't want to get up to go get another book. So I listened to some of the audiobook that I've been listening to, which is Black Against Empire, which is like a political analysis of the Black Panther Party. And so listening about that, and right now it's talking about the kind of newspaper that they were doing. That was kind of the main focus they were looking at, kind of the PR piece, and a couple of things that were going on. It's hard to really summarize it without going into the stuff that they talked about before.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. And it's contextualized a lot of other bits and pieces of other things that I've read, because this is I've been doing I've been trying to do a deeper dive into the civil rights movement and certain corners of that, especially since that was I feel like a big hole in my education. And then I took a race in the US class in grad school and have been in and out of that rabbit hole. So this is connecting a lot of pieces, I guess, since they're looking at a political angle that's not even usually discussed in classes anyway. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Good. Yeah, I saw your cat at some point, and I was just like, Kitty! We love a kitty on the live stream. Yeah, I continued. He and his crush have had some discussions about anxiety, which have been so true. And then I also found out, because this is happening over 15 days, so it's like day one was a Saturday or a Friday, and then whatever. And we finally got to the following Wednesday, and it turns out that on Wednesday he and his mom have this tradition that's called Musicals Wednesday, which of course they watch a musical together. So I was like, oh well, this works really well considering this readathon is based on a musical. And then he gave this list of his favorite musicals, and I was pretty okay with the list until I got to the last one. Because the first one is The Wizard of Oz, which obviously wonderful classic, and then we got to Les Miserables, and he has the dates after the year the movies came out, and I was like, 2012, crap, yeah, that came out a decade ago. Okay, I don't understand how time works. It came out later in the year, but still, it's still technically a decade ago. And then he was like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and I was like, yep, okay. When I was a teenager, I definitely watched that one because I watched all of the old musicals. And then Dreamgirls, obviously, his one-line description is one word, Beyonce, so yes. But then he got to Footloose, 1984, for God's sakes, don't watch the remake. And I was like, here's my one little rant about it. I haven't seen the remake. I'm sure it's fine or whatever, but the 1984 one is not a musical, my friend. I grew up listening to the soundtrack, and I thought that it would be a musical because I listened to the original Broadway soundtrack or whatever. And then when I got around to watching the movie with Kevin Bacon, there was no music. And I was like, but what? So I was like, my friend, that wasn't a musical. What are you doing? And that's the only problem I had with the list.
Nice.
Yes, rant over. So cool. Yeah, if there's anybody in the chat who wants to share what you're reading, you can. You're obviously not obligated to do so. And yeah, I think that's about it, unless we have anything else that we wanted to discuss.
Yeah, well, I think that Tonks heard you talking about her, so she came. I was going to try to move the camera, and of course she's going to be like that. She's always
yeah, exactly. Immediately run away as long as people. Yeah, that is total cat behavior, and I love it. We have more live streams this month. The 10th and the 24th, both at 6 p.m. my time and 8 o'clock your time, which is Pacific and Central. And then people can figure out time zones themselves because that's how the internet works.
Right.
So yeah, we've got more of those. We'll be updating things on Twitter. I also use the same hashtag on Instagram whenever I start a new book because I log all my books in my reels, or not my reels, but my stories, and then I save them because that's how I roll. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the books that I have to read because I picked a lot of really long titled ones is mostly what I noticed while I was doing my TBR. There's so many with like super long subtitles, but you know, it's all stuff that I really want to read, so why not?
Good stuff.
Yeah. Is there anything that you're specifically looking forward to reading this month, or is it just like all the things?
Well, I mean, there are so many, and especially with like a lot of my reading being like audiobooks recently, I've like been saving stuff and like putting holds on things as though they're actually going to come in at a decent time. They never do. They all come in at once, like.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I think that I'm really excited for is Akweke Emezi's memoir, Dear Syntheron. I started it sometime last year. I want to say in like, I forgot when it came out, but I want to say probably around July, just because that's when my like really bad, or one of the like really bad reading slumps that I got into, because I started it and it was really, really good, but my brain couldn't like process it. So I'm really excited to get to it because I've loved everything that I've read by them so far. And they have like 3 things coming out this year. So I really want to finish that so that I can be caught up and like ready to read Bitter, which is the prequel to Pet.
I was going to say, yeah, one of them is, I thought it was going to be a sequel, but a prequel makes sense too, because I really enjoyed Pet. Pet was the first one that I read by them. So yes, good, excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's focusing on the main character's mom, actually. So yeah. And then they're also putting out a memoir, or not memoir, the opposite, romance and a poetry collection.
Oh, cool. Busy year for them. My goodness.
Oh, it's wild.
That's excellent. If I remember correctly, Rise to the Sun is on your list?
Yes. That is one of the ones. I think Hoopla has the audiobook, so I'm probably going to get to that sometime.
Yeah, I just started listening to that one as part of a different TBR altogether, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So I've got high hopes for it. I'm about 30% of the way through, and it's cute so far. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's another one that I started in the middle of a reading slump, got like a couple chapters into it and stopped. So I'm also stoked to get to that one.
Sweet. Yeah. Cool. Well, I will see you on Thursday, which is the next time we're doing this. If not, on the other places on the internet, because we see each other there quite often. Cool. All right. Thanks to anyone who joined us. Feel free to join us in other places. I've linked Bek's stuff down below as well. So if you're not following them already, go do that, because good times, basically. Just good times. And yeah, we'll see everybody soon.
Bye.
Bye.